Bigfoot here, man. And I wanted to make this video, guys, because there is a topic that I want to talk about. It's pretty much a general topic about this game that we hate but we can't stop playing. And it's the fact that, guys, we had we have to stop taking YouTubers and pro players' points of view as if they were the law, as if they were the constitution of your country, as if they were word of God. Guys, uh, I'm gonna go to my team, to my squad right now, and this is what I'm gonna show you. This is the team that I have. In game, I only use this formation whenever I face, formations that I can play against, like the 4-2-3-1, for example. There's more formations that you can use this formation to counter those formations. Off the top of my head, I only remember the 4-2-3-1, but there's a few more. And here's the thing, guys. This team that you see right here, many YouTubers are gonna tell you, don't buy those players. Don't buy Raul, don't buy Stoichkov, don't buy Bez, don't buy Balak, don't buy Rivaldo, don't buy Cannavaro. These are players. Don't buy or don't use Latin as CM, CAM, or CDM. All the pro players are gonna tell you that. You have to remember something, guys. Pros, the definition of pro is professional. Professional means somebody that practice a profession. Profession means something that you do for a living. Doing something for a living means you at least do that 8 hours a day, right? You can't compare to them, man. What works for them might not work for you. You have to be you, guys. You have to learn how to enjoy the game at your own terms. See what I'm saying? At your own terms. It's good that you enjoy their content. It's good that you enjoy the news, the information that they provide. I have benefited from a lot of information that I've obtained through watching pro players, through watching YouTubers. It's great. But we have to draw the line and understand what is entertainment and what is something that should be something that you can follow. You see what I'm saying? An advice that you can give the consideration for that advice to be important to you, and for you to apply that advice that a pro player or a YouTuber can give you. We have to take things with a grain of salt. We have to be critical thinkers, and we got to look at what works and what doesn't. What we got to do is take what works for us and just, ignore what doesn't work. Everybody's gonna tell you don't get Stoichkov because he's an expensive card. And let's go to his stats, right? Look at that card, right? Most people are gonna tell you don't get that guy. But look at that card. They're gonna tell you to not get him because of the 3-star weak foot. And I'm telling you guys, Do you know that 3-star weak foot, it's good enough if you shoot with that weak foot inside the box? You just gotta learn how to play the game. You just gotta learn how to take advantage of what you have. Not everything in this game should be about optimization. You should be able to enjoy the game, and that is the main problem with the game. Everybody does the same thing. Everybody gets affected by the same problems because everybody wants to play the same style. Everybody wants to play and do what the pro players are doing. And you have to understand that a formation may work for a pro player because they are pretty, or extremely, to be exact, they are extremely amazing with the controllers. They understand the mechanics of the game back and forth. You can compare to them if you are not a pro player. You see what I'm saying? What works for them might not work for you. The tactics that they might apply might not work for you. You have to find your style. You have to know what is more comfortable for your skill level. You have to know what's good for you. And based on that, you should get the players that suit your style. I mean, you can take general ideas from other players, but you should experiment and see what works and what doesn't. And if something works, please, guys, just ride that until the wheels come off, man. If something works for you, don't be changing for better players, man. If you're getting the result and you like getting the ball back, let's say you're using Pogba as CDM and that Pogba is helping you win games, don't upgrade, man. Don't upgrade. Don't try to get Vieira, because Vieira might not work for you. Remember that Pogba has 5-star skills. Remember that Pogba has more of an attacking profile. Maybe that Pogba for you is being a box-to-box midfielder that's recovering the ball and giving assists, scoring a bunch of goals. Then if you get Vieira is going to be a 3-star card that's not going to give you La Croqueta. It's not going to give you the Verba spin. You see what I'm saying? You have to really analyze what's working for you. Everybody told me not to get Ballack for the reason that Ballack doesn't have good agility and good balance. Look what I did. I just put a freaking engine card. I got +5 in agility. So that brings my Pogba to 73 agility. For a box-to-box midfielder, 73 agility is good. It's not optimal. It's not the best, but it's good. The balance. That's the most important stat when it comes to moving with the ball, combined with agility. But balance is so underrated sometimes. Some people don't pay attention to that balance. Balance, bro. I just put an engine card. It gives my Ballack +10. That brings my Ballack to 80 balance. That makes Ballack an awesome midfield, midfield card, an awesome CDM for me. He has good defense, which in this game, like I've said in previous videos of mine, this game, mostly what matters in defense is the physical stats and the work rates. If you have the appropriate work rates and you have physical stats with this computer defending, most players are gonna play that role decently or good, maybe borderline great. And that's the problem, guys. Everybody tells you not to get Best because Best is a weak player. They're right. He's a weak player. But look, put an engine on him too. That engine brings that guy to 99 balance, man, to 98 agility. to 99 ball control, and to 99 dribbling. I have a Messi right there. Honestly, man, I have a Messi right there. 99 acceleration, 97 sprint speed. He has 10 chem. He's gonna have 10 chem all the time, unless I play him off position. He has perfect chemistry, perfect links with everybody, connections with everybody. Not perfect links, but I mean he connects with everybody. He's an icon. That card right there doesn't have the attacking positioning, right? But for a winger, he gives me all I need. I need a guy that has good passing, that has good control of the ball, that has good pace. I dance in the box, man. I dance with that card in the box, man. I dance with him. Not only do I dance, I assist a lot with him. I know what I have with him. He can give me goals every once in a while, don't get me wrong, but most of the time he doesn't give me goals. But you know, I decided that for me, I wanted him to be more agile with the ball in his feet. So that's why I'm using this chemistry style. And that's the problem, man. Everybody wants to do what the pro players are doing. You have to learn your style. This game, you know what makes probably this game difficult to actually fix and to actually have a game that everybody enjoys? It's because the game has so many variables. But the thing is, like, most people, they tend to do the same thing that pro players do, and the same thing that YouTubers tell them to do. Look this guy, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I'm using him as a CM, as a cam, and as a CDM. And he's decent as a CDM. He's good as a CM, and he's great as a cam. Like I told you before in a previous video, I switch formations, so I need players like that. You know, I need players that can play multiple positions because I adjust formations a lot, depending on the game, on how I'm feeling the game, on how my opponent, you know, is playing, on how and which formation. Most importantly, in which formation my opponent is playing. So basically, what I want you guys to understand is learn FIFA, man. Learn FIFA and take what works for you and just ignore what doesn't work for you. You have to take what's good for your style, for your level, for what you can do. If you're only capable of performing a drag back and that's the only skill move that you know, dang, man, just ride that until the wheels come off. I mean, I would advise you to go to the arena and learn new skill moves. But if that's all you know, get players that can perform a good drag back and exploit what you can exploit. Honestly, you don't need more than a drag back to be good at this game. Maybe to be top 100 you do, but maybe you're a regular player, right? To be a regular player, you don't need more than a drag back, man. I'm not invoking or advising complacency. It's just don't stress yourself, don't change your team, don't follow everything they tell you, man. Like everybody, I remember that everybody sold their team during Black Friday for no reason whatsoever. I never got to see the famous market crash, the reason behind it. Didn't see it. I didn't see the reason behind the market crash, to be honest with you, man. People, the only reason there was a market crash is because YouTubers catalyzed it by making videos, right? And telling people to prepare for that. To prepare for nothing. They just sold their team and that caused the market crash. Everybody started selling their team, everybody did. Because they were told by YouTubers that they were going to save coins. And everybody sold their players cheap. Ended up losing coins probably. Everybody sold their players cheap. Waited, and a week later, the market rebounded. I remember, let me tell you this little story, right? I had storage cup. This storage cup right here that I have now, he is untradeable, but I used to have him tradable. That was my fair top icon. And because he was the only one I could afford, I learned how to play with a one-footer player pretty much. And it turns out that you can score those across the body with the right foot inside the box. And even those time finesse inside the box with a 3-star weak foot. Even with a 2-star weak foot like Rivaldo. You know? My advice to you is, man, take everything with a critical mindset. You know, accept and take in what works for you. What doesn't work for you, just ignore it, man. Like, you don't have to do everything they tell you. You have to do what works for you. Everybody raved about Cannavaro. Don't get Cannavaro. Don't get Cannavaro. Don't get him. He's short. He's 5'9". But here's the thing with Cannavaro. Low-high work rates. You know what that means, right? If you know anything about FIFA, you know that that means discipline on defense, man. Low-high work rates, it means that the guy, he's not going to try to attack. Very little, man. He's going to be always in defensive positions in the pitch. His height, it's countered by his jumping. He's short, but he has 93 jumping. And if I dropped an anchor on him, if I dropped an anchor car on Cannavaro, he would have 99 jumping for 5'9". Probably other defenders are, I don't know, 5 inches taller than him. Actually not. 3 inches taller than him. With that 93 jumping, and it turns out that if you go check most cards, most central defenders that are tall have low jumping. So that's kind of equates. Of course, you know, I'm going to give you that a Sergio Ramos is going to be better than this card. But this card is not bad. This card is a great card. Are there greater cards than this one? Yes, there are. But if this is the guy that you can afford, enjoy this game, man. Learn how to play with what you have. You don't have to do everything they do, man. You are stopping probably fun and the experience of the game. Experiencing this game. I know this game has so many problems, and one of the reasons why this game is probably never gonna get fixed is because the community is not on the same page, man. Look, I remember at the beginning of the game, right? The new time finishing. I prepared my mind, man. I began FIFA 19 ready to learn this new stuff. And most of my friends that were pretty good at FIFA 18, they were in denial. They didn't accept this. They were like, yeah, I don't have to learn how to play FIFA again. I know how to play FIFA already. I'm not gonna adopt this new time finishing thing, you know. And I was like, man, but you told me that you were gonna be. Some guys, you know, they were Elite 1. They told me they were gonna be top 100. If the first thing that you do, it's refuse new things in the game, you're only gonna handicap yourself. It's like going into a gunfight, into a gunfight with a knife. You see what I'm saying? Why would you do that? If they tell you, okay, grab one of these guns and go to the gunfight, and then you're just gonna, no, I'm gonna take this machete. I'm gonna take a machete. Okay, it sounds lethal. I'm gonna take this chainsaw, right? It sounds lethal, but if somebody has a freaking gun, they can kill you from distance. See what I'm saying? You gotta learn what's new. So I adapted, bro. I learned the time finishing mechanic. It took me a little longer to perfect it. And when I actually got good at it, a few weeks later they took it out. To be honest with you, it took time, and it takes time, man, to adapt to new situations. But remember, great players, great cards are great, even though they might have like 3-star weak foot, even though they might be short. Look, how do you explain that Kante is a great midfield card? Because he has all the attributes, he has the appropriate work rates, and based on that, it's why I picked Cannavaro as my central defender. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to be tall. I wouldn't suggest you to have two short guys. That would be madness, because this game, it's all about physicality. But if you can have one that can do the job for you, honestly, I just got this guy because I wanted to spend coins, right? I wanted to buy something during Team of the Year. That's why I bought that guy, right? I bought Cannavaro. I actually wanted to buy Blank, but that gave me the opportunity to actually try him and see how good he is. And that pace that he has, man, oh, bro, he's so good. And that tandem that I have, man, with Campbell and him, and look at my squad, man. Everybody except the two central defenders and the keeper can do La Croqueta and the Berba spin in my squad. I got used to it, man. I can do skill moves with the fullbacks. This is a great team for me because I like to do skills when appropriate. Dani Alves, he's a weak guy, right? 62 strength. But look at that aggression. Some people don't realize that aggression is not strength. The determinant factor for who wins the ball is not strength. It's aggression. So that 88 aggression helps a lot. And look at that pace. And look, like this guy, bro, my play style, I involve that guy in offense, and that's when he becomes effective. I just don't have him there to defend. You see? I use that guy in attack. And when I use him in attack, because I'm a possession player, you know that possession, the teams that actually propose possession, and actually the teams that were successful with possession, based on the philosophy from Johan Cruyff in Barcelona, who said that in football there is only one ball, and if you want to win, you just have to possess the ball all the time. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what he said. That's why Barcelona plays the tiki-taka possession style, right? That is my style. And Spain, they won a World Cup with this style. The possession, tiki-taka style. With that style, you know what happens? With that style, you can disguise bad defense. Because if a team has the ball all the time, it means that you're not being attacked. So that's what happens, Sometimes you can use players, depending on your style, find your style, But everybody wants to play counter-attacking, Learn how to play the game, go to the arena, learn new skill moves, learn everything, and use players that suit your style. You don't have to do everything the pros tell you, man. You're going to stop enjoying this game. You don't have to buy, you don't have to invest everything they tell you, don't follow that advice. Blindly. You can follow advice blindly. You have to be a critical thinker and see what works and what doesn't. Like if they tell you, okay, invest in this card, let's say an inform, right? You go to the market, you buy, I don't know, a 100K inform, right? Just to make 20K off of that investment. That is crazy, man. You know why? Because you have 100,000 coins down just to make 20K. You know, if you had like maybe 50K invested, that's more reasonable. You see? And probably if you make an investment like that, it's because you don't have that many coins. Instead of buying players that you can use in the weekend league or maybe individual rivals, you're gonna invest 100K in one card. You have to weigh, you know, the profit and investment ratio. You see what I'm saying? And some people, they just follow blindly. Don't follow just blindly, man. Just do you, man. Enjoy this game. Buy players. There's a bunch of players, and this notion that not all the players are usable, it's crazy, man. Every player in this game is usable as long as you're willing to put in the time and learn how to use them, man. And sometimes it might be your favorite player, and you might think, oh, okay, the meta doesn't allow me to use that. Just be patient, man. If you're patient, you can use any type of player, man, and be successful. That's what I'm saying. Be successful with those players. I never thought Raul was gonna be as good as it's being for me. It's being so good, man. Raul is being so great for me. I had the best left back in the game for the whole year, pretty much. I have a great right back. You know, I have a solid defense, and I had two CDMs that have proven to be, you know, my two good CDMs, bro. Like, if I lose games, bro, I lose by 1 goal, man. I lose by 1 goal. Probably I dominate most of my games. And I have Zlatan Ibrahimovic, believe it or not, as my CDM. It's kind of crazy, but it's just experimenting, man. After you experiment, you see your style. I need midfielders that can score goals because I have a possession style. Sometimes my strikers, they get, you know, trapped, and they get, you know, marked and defended, you know, accurately and thoroughly, right? And I have those midfielders that have, you know, good long shot, and Zlatan that have good long shots, and he has good finishing. So I just, you know, just pass that ball back to them, you know. Just pass that ball back, and they sometimes, you know, they save me games. They save me from situations that were good opportunities, and I might think that, okay, the window closed, I'm never gonna score in this possession. I never gonna score this time. And I just pass that ball back, and those guys are open, and I can just like take a long shot, or maybe, you know, perform a croqueta with any of them. So that's the good thing. They're both 4 and 5 star killers respectively. And in the bench, look, 4 star killers and 5 star killers. That's what I have. See what I'm saying? In my bench, Pogba, Mbappe, and Son. You have to learn how to know yourself. Some people will tell, okay, that's not a great team. Dude, I have attacking, and that's all I focus on. Defense is important, don't get me wrong, but if you are pretty good at possession, man, you don't need great defenders. If you are great in this game, you could get at a level of proficiency that you don't lose the ball, man. It's so hard to do, but you could get to a level. My proficiency is not just in possessing the ball, man. My proficiency is in getting to my opponent's box. With this team, man, there's no way anyone would stop me to get into their box at least once. Even if I don't score, I'm gonna get inside that box, and I'm gonna make a couple passes or something, and maybe I'm gonna get that, you know, shot on target. At the end of the day, man, so many people, they focus so much in goals, man. This game is about shots on target, man. Shots on target, bro. Like, you shoot to goal. If it doesn't go in, man. You try next time. But if you get a bunch of shots on target, that means you're doing something right, you know. And the results, they will take care of themselves if you play that a type of style that you create a bunch of chances. And that's what I have in this squad. Is this the most optimal squad? No, it is not. I could do better than this. But for now, I'm patient. I'll wait until I make more coins. But I'm still enjoying, and trying to get the most out of these cards. And that's the problem. Like, people get so desperate and so depressed, and they blame their team, not having the right player. I mean, you need a good team, but I'm telling you, you could make a team similar to the team that I have right now, way cheaper. You could get, instead of a Stoichkov, you could get a Salah, right? Instead of Balak, you could get a Pogba. Instead of Balak, you could get a Kondogbia, It's a bunch of people that could do that could fulfill that role. Instead of Zlatan, you could have a De Bruyne there, On the left side, you could have, I don't know, a Mertens playing there, an Insigne, On the right side, get Messi, right? There's a prototype of this team that you could make yourself with cheaper, with less coins. And people only focus on wanting to get what the pros have. Remember, like, they're pros. All the flaws and weaknesses of the cards that they might be having, like, for instance, Vieira. Vieira is a great card for a defender, but that's like having another center back playing in the middle, He has good passing, but he's one-footed. And besides being one-footed, he doesn't have skill moves. You see what I'm saying? So to my style of play, even though he's a great player, Balak works better for me, And they have similar, strength. They have similar attributes in terms of height, But Balak is a better passer, and Balak is a better skiller, Because Balak has 4-star weak foot. I can pass with both feet, Sometimes Balak, if you don't pass with that right foot, he might scoff some passes. You see what I'm saying? So that's that, man. I just wanna, plant this seed on you guys and really help you, man. Let's just enjoy the game and not listen to everything people have been saying, man, about the game, bro. Like, I know the game needs fixing, but we need to get on the same page. We all need to enjoy the game, man. Because whenever they patch the game, what they do is just like favor a part of the community and then just tell the other part of the community to just screw off. You know what I'm saying? Just go screw yourself off. And it's sad. But what we can deny is that, like, effort should be rewarded in this game. That's the way this game is gonna survive, when your effort, yields results. Like, if you put in the time to learn a mechanic, or if you put in the time, to, like, trade, get coins, I mean, you should see improvement on your team, on your results. You see? You should see improvement. You should be winning more games in foot champs and get into higher divisions in rivals. And it's sad that EA patches the game 5, 6, 7 times a year, because the community never gets on the same page. That was first time finishing, right? Now they take it away. Now what is it? Like, I don't know, crossing the ball and everybody's parking the bus, and then what's next? What's gonna be next then, man? Like, it's so sad that we don't get on the same page. We have to get on the same page, man, and really enjoy the game, man, for what it is. And just, like, be a critical thinker, man. Like, just do your own research. Everybody has access to the internet. If you play FIFA, you must have access to the internet. Take some time, man. Just, like, research some information that may work for you. Do trading methods that are actually viable for you, that allow you to actually have a good team at the same time you're profiting, make your something I would do in the past is I would make like 200k my zero balance. Like I wouldn't spend coins under 200k, and I would always have those 200k coins in case there was an investment opportunity. That's something you could do, you know. But you don't have to be, you know, stopping like fun because you want to profit. Because you want to profit later to supposedly have a better team. You have to get better at the game. If you get better at the game, man, you don't need that much. Honestly, you don't need that much. You're still gonna get great results. So that's that, man. I wish you great luck in your FIFA endeavors. Let's pray that EA, you know, actually have mercy on us, the community, actually make a balanced game. Games are always gonna affect some part of the community, man. And that's that. Please, if you like this video, hit the like button, you know, subscribe to my channel. This is the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot, it's out. See you next video, man.